What's up guys, it's Austin. Welcome to today's vlog. Today I'm gonna be talking about the 5 times that my ghost hunting videos went wrong. A lot of the times when I'm recording these ghost hunting videos, it rarely ever goes wrong. We don't ever encounter anybody. We usually get a lot of activity in these videos, and when I go alone to places I get a lot of activity. I never encounter satanic cults. I never encounter like really bad people that are trying to like hurt me or the people that I'm with or the friend I'm with. I feel like eventually I'm gonna run into like a satanic cult at like a forest or something, doing a ritual or some weird thing, or we're gonna get chased out, or I'm gonna get chased out going by myself. I'm just not ready for that, but like filming these videos, it comes with it. So if that happens, I'll try to film it the best I can for you guys. But these are times that I actually did encounter people at these haunted places. It was nevertheless pretty scary. So let's get into it with number 1. So this first story, I did a full-on story time with Nick and Mike. They were a couple of friends that I would go ghost hunting with, and we don't really ghost hunt together anymore, obviously. I've been doing it alone and having the occasional guest on here and there, and we just decided to part ways. Back when we were ghost hunting together, Nick told us about this abandoned house that was out in the middle of nowhere. I'm just like, man, that sounds really cool. Like, we should do a seance in there. We went to a store and bought some candles, like these little like tea light candles that you put in a circle. Like, I could put like maybe a picture of them up on the screen right now. I bought candles from a store. I'm just like, okay, let's go to this abandoned house. We got the supplies we wanted. We were gonna stay overnight at this place. Mind you, it was also winter time. If we did stay overnight at this place, we would have gotten frostbitten, I feel like, if we would have stayed there. We're a few hours into being at this house that we don't even know if it's haunted, because we were gonna film a video there doing a ritual, wondering if it is haunted, see if we can get any knocks or any like footsteps or anything from any spirits that maybe could be there. We did not end up staying at that house for a whole multitude of reasons. For one, our safety, and two, getting caught. We're getting the feeling that we're just like, we should not stay in this house, like we're gonna get caught by somebody. So we end up packing our stuff. It took us so much quicker to pack up than it did to unpack our stuff. We packed up so quick, and when I say quick, we were packed up in probably like 7 minutes or less. To unpack, it took us probably about like 20 minutes, half an hour, and I'm not even joking. We fled out of there. So Nick had his truck parked behind this house so that nobody would see it, so that we were completely in hiding, so that while we were in the house, no one could be like, oh shoot, like someone is actually in this house. So he goes in, drives around. Mike is making sure that there's nothing that he's driving on that's gonna pop his tires or like anything's gonna happen to his truck. This SUV or whatever like pulls up, drives by the house. We don't think it's gonna stop until we see the brake lights turn on in the back, and I'm just like, oh no. I'm just like, Mike, get in the car quick. These people are stopping, like we're caught. He gets in the car, they see Mike get in. This is just one guy sitting in this car. We drive out of the property. We go to the left because we wanted to escape this person. This person full on backs up, turns around, does a full on U-turn, and we end up doing a U-turn ourselves because they're trying to follow us. So we'd flip a U-turn too at this like weird corner or intersection, I think it was. Flip around, and now we're facing each other and we're going by, and this dude was pissed. This guy was actually friends with the dude that owned this abandoned property. This guy car chased us for like a good 10-15 minutes, probably, maybe even longer. That was the first encounter we've ever had, and if you guys are wondering, we did not get in trouble. That is something I did not include in the story time when we first made the video, because it was the next day and we're just like, we should tell this story. So what happened is the next morning I was getting ready to shower, and then I get a bunch of text messages in our group chat, because we had a little ghost hunting group chat on Facebook, all 3 of us. Nick's like, we got off easy. He said basically what he said, the police called his dad because this dude that was chasing us, I guess, took a picture of the license plate or called in while he was chasing us. Nick's dad basically explained the whole thing, that like, you know, we're filming a YouTube video, like we're not trying to do anything bad, and Nick's Instagram has a whole bunch of abandoned places on there where he does like photography and stuff. The police immediately just like didn't charge us with anything. They said if they actually caught us, like if they actually like showed up there, the most that they could do is just a report on what happened, because we didn't do any harm to the building at all. That is the first encounter I had. We thought we were in danger then. This experience was even crazier. Number 2 2. This is about the time that I got chased out at the Witch's Fort. Now, if you guys don't know, I've been to the Witch's Fort probably over 20 times, filmed it 4 times for the camera. This is actually one of the times that I did film it. I was filming that day. I'm not too sure if I got the guy that was chasing me on camera, but anyway, I went down to film this video. I did have a friend with me, so this is Witch's Fort Part 2. Someone chased us out, I believe is what the video is called. I'll put the thumbnail on the screen right here. I got a friend to come with me because I'm like, I don't want to go there alone. It's super dangerous. I just don't want to do it. He comes down there with me. He didn't want to be on camera, so I completely respected that. Usually my friends like to be on camera, so I was like a little bit shocked, but I'm like, okay, you don't want to be on camera. That's cool. I won't film you. I'll just make sure I don't point the camera at you. So I do my investigation. We start leaving and we hear coyotes and we're just like, okay, we should probably go because just in case they come nearby. So we're going up this hill from the Witch's Fort. This hill is steep. I can't even describe the degree angle that it's at. I'm gonna have to film it one day if I eventually go back there. We're going up this hill, nobody around, absolutely nobody. And I've heard a lot of stories of people encountering somebody in those woods or just around that area in general. We're about halfway up and there's a guy dressed all in black, no flashlight, comes out of nowhere. He had to have been standing off to the side of the sidewalk. There was nobody around. I'm like getting chills talking about this. There was absolutely nobody around. He had to have come out of nowhere because he was already like almost where we are coming up the hill. I don't know if it was my friend that told me, but I quickly noticed that there was someone behind me and like he's like, dude, he's running, like you need to go. So I'm trying to run up this really steep hill away from this dude. And at the very last moment when we're about to leave, I pulled out my camera and I'm just like, I gotta film this. I gotta film this really quick because he was kind of far down the hill at this point. I ran pretty fast. So I'm filming him and I'm gonna show the footage right now. I'm gonna try and brighten it as much as I could, but I think you can see the figure chasing us. He's like walking up the hill, all in black clothing, no flashlight. Like who goes into the woods without a flashlight? Unless you're trying to like sneak up on someone and harm them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but most people when they go into the woods, they bring a flashlight. So that experience was absolutely horrifying for us because that was probably the first time I've ever experienced something like that. That car chase thing that happened to us happened like 2 years ago. This happened like the year prior. Third experience of me encountering somebody. Now, if you guys don't know, I've done a Randonautica series. If you don't know what Randonautica is, it's this adventure app. You think of something, you have an intention, which the intention is something that you want to find. As example, it would be like spirits or like money or treasure or like killer clowns. You can go crazy with this app and it supposedly brings you to the place where you're gonna find that specific thing, whether it's an actual object or whatever. So what was really weird, this video, I don't think I did anything haunted in it. And it was my first time randonauting alone. That's what they call it when you do this. It's called randonauting. This episode was strange because of the fact that I was actually finding objects. I think one of the intentions, I believe, was to find something out of the ordinary. I find this backpack behind this electricity box and I find all these drinks and everything. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Then, like near the end of the video, I go to the park to end it. This is where it gets scary. I'm sitting on the bench. I'm talking about my experience that I had with the app that day. And as I'm talking about this, I look to my right and I see this dude in all black. I'm just like, what the hell? Creepiest part is coming up right now. I cannot see any facial features on this dude's face. It's like he's wearing a morph suit. And I'll put a picture of that right on the screen right here so that you can see what I'm talking about. His face was just completely black. I couldn't see his eyes. I couldn't see his nose or lips. He was close up to me and there was some sunlight out at the end of this video. You can kind of see that it was slightly getting dark. There was like a bit of sunlight left. The sun was starting to set. It was about 7:15 or like 7:30 or so outside. The sun was setting, so I should have been able to see some facial features. I'll tell you, like, I have never ran so fast in my life. I look and you can see the shocked look in my face. I look again and he's close. I just get the instinct to run. Like my gut feeling just told me to run. So I didn't even bother filming him. I put the camera down and I turned it off. Right behind the bench that I was sitting was an alleyway with a bunch of apartments and stuff. I book it. I run down this alleyway and I go around the corner to my street, and I go in that alleyway over there, and I go behind a fence, and I pull out my camera, and I'm like, guys, I made it, I'm safe. I ran away from this dude that I couldn't even see his face. I couldn't see any facial features. Like, that night, I was wondering whether I saw like some kind of demon or spirit or something, because like this person had no face. I've never experienced this in my life before, and the amount of fear that just went through my body was just undescribable. Fourth experience, my investigation at Devil's Garden. As I just talked about the Randonautica app, this app sent me there twice. And I thought, okay, those are Randonautica videos though. Those are creepy in of itself. What if I did a full-on ghost investigation there with equipment and everything? So I went back there a third time for a ghost investigation. Investigation went great. I did a seance. I found out that that place is actually very demonic, hence the name Devil's Garden, and I talked about this at the end of the video very briefly. So I'm exiting. I had just finished my video. Basically, this place is a playground, so you walk in, there's trees, there's a sidewalk. I'm gonna put footage of this place so that you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. There's trees, you go along this sidewalk, you're going into this very open area, and there's houses around and everything, and then deeper into the park there's a playground. So I was leaving that, I was going up that sidewalk and leaving. I wanna say I was about 50 feet away. I'm just taking like a random guess. I was probably about 50 feet away from the entrance. I could still see the entrance to this place. I hear the most blood-curdling scream I've ever heard. I am just like, what was that? Like, immediately my heart just drops, and I'm like, okay. I'm trying to remember what I did. I think I started speed walking or running. I wanted to get out of there as fast as possible. The reason why I started running is not only because I heard the scream, the spirit or demon or whatever that haunts this playground is a woman, and it's a demonic woman. It's someone that never died. It was a demon. I'm just like, I just heard a scream. What if it was that thing that I was trying to investigate? So I immediately, I think I just went into like fight or flight mode, almost like with that guy that I ran into it during Randonautica. I went home and I'm just like, what the hell was that? So that was the Devil's Garden experience. This final one, I don't think I'll ever forget this. This was like one of the most serious things that ever happened spiritually. Don't know if I'll ever get anything like this on camera, ever. I experienced a possession, none other than the Witch's Fort. Now, I've explained that this place is also very demonic. It's actually one of the most demonic places in my city, next to the haunted tunnel that I've been to, but I'm not going to talk about that place too much right now because we're focusing on the Witch's Fort. So me and Nick, we were bringing these two girls to come investigate with us, and I think they were telling me that they were like sensitive to spirits. Like, I wasn't sure if they were like mediums or something. Now that I look back on it, they probably were. I'm pretty sure at one point while we were filming, one of them said that they could see spirits. So I was filming this, and then for some reason I turned off the camera and deleted the footage because I'm just like, oh, this is kind of boring. No one's gonna want to watch this. We're mostly just standing in the fort. But it got interesting real quick after I turned off the camera. One of the girls says, I really have a strong feeling to go up into the top area of the fort. Before we even investigated this place, we saged. It basically protects you from demonic spirits. So we saged all around the area. We saged inside the Witch's Fort. What we did not sage was the top balcony part that she was in. I think the spirit was up there waiting for her. It wanted to take advantage of that opportunity. So what happened was she went up into the fort. We don't hear from her for like about 20 minutes. We don't hear anything. And we start to get a little bit concerned because she's been up there for like 20 minutes or so. This is like the first time I've ever experienced anything like this, ever. Nick goes up there. She is basically sitting in the corner like this, almost like she's in a chair, like she's almost protecting something or whatever. And Nick said that her eyes were completely black. I will never forget the look on his face when he said that. To get her out, like Nick had to help her up. We had to help her jump off because there's like a thing you have to climb to get into the balcony and go up. So she had to jump off this ledge, like a 4 to 5 foot ledge or whatever. And then I had to guide her out of the forest. And then as we were walking away from the Witch's Fort, as I was helping her, she's like, I feel like a really strong feeling to go back. And we're just like, no, we gotta leave. There's something bad here. There's something evil here. We need to go. It's luring you back to the fort. Like, we need to go. That was the possession that I encountered, and it was quite a night. Let's just say that. And she does not remember the investigation at all. Alrighty guys, that is the end of the video of all the crazy stuff that I've encountered doing these haunted ghost hunting videos. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.